If you've ever gone looking for resume advice, you know how it is. It's also subjective. One expert tells you to do one thing, and the next tells you to do the complete opposite. It's kind of frustrating, and it leaves you wondering what actually works. So, I want you to ask yourself a quick question. The resume you're sending out right now, is it based on someone's opinion, or is it built on a foundation of cold, hard data? Because today we are leaving all opinions at the door. You see, everything we're about to go over comes from a huge analysis of more than 125,000 resumes. The whole point was to figure out what separates the resumes that land interviews from the ones that just get ignored. This isn't guesswork, folks. It's a data-driven blueprint. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with why data is so important, and then we're going to walk through the 5 golden rules this research uncovered. The LinkedIn connection, using the right keywords, proving your impact with numbers, finding that word count sweet spot, and my personal favorite, cutting out all the fluff. Let's dive in. So let's just be crystal clear. This isn't just another list of nice ideas. What we have here is a proven framework for building a resume that actually gets results. Okay, our first golden rule is all about what you could call your digital handshake, the super simple act of putting your LinkedIn profile on your resume. It seems like a no-brainer, right? Well, the data tells a really fascinating story here. And that story starts right here. Get this, only 48% of people, that's less than half, actually include a link to their LinkedIn profile. I mean, that alone is a huge missed opportunity for more than half of all job applicants. But here's the really crucial part, the data uncovered. A detailed, comprehensive LinkedIn profile gives your interview rate a major boost. But look closely at this chart. A basic bare-bones profile is actually worse than having no profile at all. So the lesson is clear. Either go all in and make it great, or just leave it off. Our second rule is about speaking the language of the job you're applying for. You see, most companies use what are called applicant tracking systems, or ATS. It's basically software that scans your resume for specific keywords. In this game, the words you choose aren't just words, they're the keys that unlock the door to getting an interview. And here's the big problem. The average resume only matches about 51% of the important keywords from the job description. Think about that. That means almost half of the essential terms that the recruiter's software is specifically looking for are completely missing. And if we dig a little deeper, we see another gap. Applicants are, pretty good at listing their hard skills, like software programs or technical abilities. They include about 60% of what's needed, but when it comes to those critical soft skills, like communication or leadership, they only include 28%. That is a massive strategic mistake. So how do you fix this? It's actually really simple. Just copy the entire job description and paste it into a free online word cloud tool. The words that show up the biggest, those are your main keywords. Your job is to then weave those words naturally through your resume. Okay, rule number 3 is a big one. You have to prove your value with numbers. Saying you did something is one thing, but proving the impact of what you did, well, that's what gets you hired. Quantifiable results are your best friend here. Just take a look at this breakdown. It's kind of shocking. A full 36% of resumes, that's more than a third, have 0 quantifiable results. Not a single one. Just by including 5 or more solid metrics, you immediately jump into the top 26% of applicants. This is probably one of the easiest ways to make your resume stand out from the crowd. And a fantastic way to do this is with the XYZ formula. It gives you this perfect structure. You start with what you accomplished, that's X. You prove it with a metric, that's Y, and then you explain how you did it, that's Z. This little formula transforms a vague statement into a powerful story about your impact. Let's see it in action. The before might be something like, responsible for social media campaigns. It's fine, but it's kind of passive. Now check out the after using the formula. Drove a 30% year-over-year increase in sales revenue by executing targeted social media campaigns. Which one sounds more impressive to you? It's a no-brainer. Rule number 4 gets into something we all stress about, length. Is 1 page better? 2 pages? Well, the data gives us a surprisingly precise answer, and it's not about the number of pages, it's about the number of words. This right here is the sweet spot. Resumes between 475 and 600 words got double the interviews of those outside that range. It's long enough to show you've got real substance, but short and focused enough for a busy recruiter to actually read it. And here is the absolutely wild part. An incredible 77% of resumes are either too short or too long. This means just by editing your resume to fit inside this word count, you are putting yourself in a statistically much stronger position than the vast majority of other candidates. Okay, our final rule is really simple. You have to eliminate the fluff. Recruiters read hundreds, sometimes thousands of resumes, and their eyes just glaze over when they see the same empty buzzwords over and over and over again. Just listen to this sentence. It sounds okay, right? But what does it actually mean? It means absolutely nothing. It's just a collection of cliches that don't tell anyone anything real about what you can actually do. And yet, over half of all resumes, a full 51%, are filled with this exact kind of language. Phrases like team player, synergy, passionate, they don't prove anything. They just take up incredibly valuable space. So here's the bottom line. Your resume is a sales document. It's not a biography. Every single word on that page should be working hard to sell your skills and your accomplishments. If a word or a phrase doesn't add specific, measurable value, cut it. So let's just recap everything. Here are the 5 data-backed, non-negotiable rules. First, optimize your LinkedIn profile. Go all in or leave it off. Second, match those keywords from the job description. Third, make sure you include 5 or more measurable results. Fourth, aim for that sweet spot of 475 to 600 words. And last but not least, remove every single cliche and buzzword. This is your checklist for a resume that really works. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Your resume is the single most important advertisement for your entire career. So after seeing all this data, I want you to go take another look at yours and just ask yourself, is it truly selling the incredible value that you have to offer?